Sure. Honestly, I do not remember a fall in my life that I wasn't either playing or getting ready to coach the game of football. So it's been a part of my life since I was as young as you could play, 5 years old. I always wanted to be a coach. I had an opportunity to be an assistant at Eastern Lebanon County at Elko under Mark Evans right out of college. And spent 7 years there with him. And then with Coach Cantafio the last 6 years as an assistant at Cedar Cliff, and then I had a great opportunity to be the head football coach first year this year.
Great. You can talk a little bit about that time as an assistant. What maybe have you learned or have you picked up along the way, from your playing days to now that you're going to use as a head coach now at Cedar Cliff?
Yeah, you constantly are building and formulating philosophy as you're an assistant. You see this that you like, you see this, you say I would do this differently. Anybody that has ever aspired to be a head coach kind of does that, and they look and they formulate things. And plus, it's not a static situation. You're constantly learning. The good ones, the good football coaches, are constantly learning and developing and changing, tweaking little things here and there to build a better program.
You talk a little bit about your philosophy as a coach. What are some of the things that you're looking to maybe implement or carry through going into 2014?
Yeah, we're all about, at Cedar Cliff football, we're all about winning, not just on the field, but off the field as well, in the classroom, in the community, building young men, and not just worried about only the product that we put out there on a Friday night. So that's really the way we talk about kids, and 2 kids in our program, that you are representing something greater than yourself, being for each other, those type of things, and building that team atmosphere. That's kind of how we attack everything. It's not just about football, and it's not just about winning.
Looking at coming in the first year, obviously it's a little bit different going to Ireland and that. But what are you looking forward to most when you first step out on the sidelines that first time as a head coach?
I just love coaching the game of football, the X's and O's and the battle, and watching kids when that light comes on and they get it. And they understand what we're trying to do and what role they play as a football player within our system. It's pretty neat. It's neat to see that and neat to see those kids meet with successes.
Are there things that you're changing from a philosophy standpoint from what Coach Cantafio did, offensively or defensively?
Not really. We're looking to continue the success that we've had the last couple of years offensively. Obviously, some things will change from the standpoint of our personnel has changed. We don't have Andrew Ford. We don't have Jake Scott. We don't have Kyler Smith, some kids that were very productive for us offensively in the past. So with losing those kids to graduation, certain things get changed, but the systems remain the same. Defensively, we're looking to continue to build on the success we had last year, finish a little bit stronger. We ended up losing the first round of playoffs last year, so we're looking to finish strong and continue what we've built the last couple years.
That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Offensively, losing Andrew, how does that change the offense? Grant brings a different skill set probably than Andrew has, especially as a youngster coming in the first time. Talk a little bit about that.
First of all, Grant is way ahead of the curve in terms of him being able to learn under Andrew and kind of see the way Andrew Ford prepared for a football game has really done him well. Plus, he's a great competitor. He wants to excel. He wants to do well. He's a great student of the game, always asking questions that most sophomore quarterbacks don't ask, and understanding all parts of the offense, not just his job. So I'm extremely pleased with the way that he's maturing and growing into that position.
And just kind of break down maybe some of the position battles that you're looking at camp with your team. Talk a little bit about first offensively. What are you looking at as far as position battles?
Nobody's job is secure, obviously. We're going to put the guys that are willing to compete out there on a Friday night. So, guys that have been mainstays in the past have had stellar off seasons, have been doing exactly what we've been asking them to do. Our football team as a whole has really been grinding over the summer. Very pleased with the participation in the off-season workout and what the kids have been able to do and staying hungry and whatnot. Kids like Noah Malone, who was a great contributor last year at wide receiver, has continued to do the things we've asked him to do. Had a great off-season. Kids like Mike Vitti is really looking for a breakout year because of the things that he's been able to do in the off-season. And then, in terms of our line, we've got 2 returning starters, but the rest of that, 2 returning starters with Dylan Farrow and Garrett Villar, and the rest of those positions are up for grabs. So we're going to have some youngsters that are in the mix there.
You mentioned Mike as a breakout candidate. Talk a little bit more about why is he a breakout candidate? What attributes does he bring?
First of all, his athleticism. He's extremely athletic on the outside. He creates matchup problems for defenses just because of his length. He's got great jumping ability, got outstanding ball skills, and that's just on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, in the secondary, he's just a ball hawk. He's always around the football, and he has really committed himself in the off season to. He has already had a good skill set, but to ramping up that skill set and just getting better at all the little phases of his game.
And obviously, been planning for a long time to go to Ireland to play your first game. Talk about that experience, but then also talk a little bit about coming back to week 2. How do you get the team refocused to back to the rest of their schedule to take care of business the rest of the year?
Sure, it's a constant challenge because these kids are very excited, as they should be, as is the coaching staff, for the opportunity that we have to go over there. Just a unique situation. But after that, it's only one game. And right now, we are very focused on that one game. But when we come back, the nice thing is we come back on a Sunday. And Monday is Labor Day. So the kids will be able to sleep in, hopefully recharge their batteries a little bit. And we're not going to practice them until the afternoon. So different things like that, and the constant, all the schedule changes in terms of our preparation, our challenge. And it's a challenge for our kids to stay focused while we're over there. But our focus is we're going over there to win a football game. It's a business trip. And our kids have done a nice job of keeping that the main thing.
What's the key to this team making it back to the playoffs in 2014?
I think the key is, it starts with our preparation. We have a saying when we talk about winning the day. And what that basically means is every rep, every set, everything that we do, that's what we control. We control that one set, that one rep. And we talk about winning practices, one play at a time, one session at a time, those type of things. I think as long as we maintain that focus, we'll have a great finish, which is really what we have lacked in the last couple of years. We've been able to put some very solid seasons together, just not always finish them the way we want to finish them. And our kids have done a great job of embracing that and talking about just winning each of those individual battles, which leads to collective success as a whole.